Welcome to Black Girls Can Talk, the podcast where we dive into real, unfiltered conversations about what it means to be a Black woman in today's world. I'm your host, Dr. DaJaneil McCree, founder of Black Girls Can Talk. And here, we're creating a space where we can unpack everything from culture and beauty trends to mental health and the joys and challenges of Black womanhood. Whether you're here for the tea or looking for deep discussions, you're in the right place. So grab your seat at the table and let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Can Talk, the podcast where we share, elevate, and uplift the stories of Black women. Today, I'm super excited. I have a special guest with me, LaShonda Doyle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. How are you mentally, 1 to 10?
Oh, right now, probably a high 10.
Okay. Well, thank you for your honesty. Because sometimes we do have to think like, wait a minute, where am I sitting at on that spectrum, right? And the reason I asked you that to begin with is because you're a powerful voice as it relates to mental health. And so, to my understanding, you're a marriage and family therapist. And you also are a mother of 3 beautiful, I'm sure, daughters, and founder of Sister Step Out. So We'll get into all of that, but I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. Who are you?
I am now a mother of 4. I just had my beautiful baby boy, my first son, out of all
Congrats.
girls. He's a month and a half. That's why I say a high 10, because, trying to do mommy stuff and then get ready to visit, it's a lot. But yeah, just finished my master's in marriage and family therapy, graduated last September from Capella University. Now in the process of getting fully licensure, which is a step in itself, but it's still yet good. Been married for going to be 7 years this August to my wonderful husband, LaShonda Doyle. We both are owners of customization, so he does customs, anything and everything, and I do photography. So together, our business, Selfless Life LLC. We just doing a whole lot, entrepreneurship all the way full, totally. And then the Father blessed me to start my ministry, Step Out, last year during a real horrible time in my life that I thought was horrible, but He managed to turn it around to something more positive, and that's how Branch stepped out. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Amen. Well, thank you for sharing. Yes, and congratulations, all of the things. Definitely congratulations on your baby boy, because I know that's a totally different world for you all, I'm sure.
Yes.
and then we all, you might not know yet, but the viewers know I love a good education. So congrats to you on that aspect as well. I always tell people like, you don't have to go to school because you could do a lot of things without school. But if that's a desire of yours, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And don't let nothing or nobody stop you. And so to hear that you're a wife, a mother, and through all of that, you still sought out opportunities for yourself. That's just amazing. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I wanted to get right into your journey. So Sister Step Out is a platform built to inspire, uplift, and help Black women step into their truth, right? So I want to know, what was your defining moment of stepping into your truth? Like, what was the, I guess, catalyst to that?
It's really, really funny because I had no idea that I was even going to start this journey in general until last year when I went through a miscarriage last year. And throughout the miscarriage, like I'm human, so I went through this whole period because I already lost my second daughter to SIDS at 3 months, and then losing again. I'm just like I'm feeling I'm in this very big losing battle, and I went through a great period of depression and a lot of high anxiety because you still have to be a mom. You can't really like shut out everything, but I tried to, and in the midst of me trying to shut down this time, the Father was like, "No, you cannot." You cannot step down. You need to step up. You need to step out a little bit more because other women need to hear from you. And I was like, no way possible. Like I would not put losing a child or having a miscarriage or any of the things I've been through, I would not wish it on my worst enemy. And I'm like, now you want me to talk about it with other people and other women and other, and it's just like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. He was like, you are ready. And that's exactly, you know, he was like, if you, and this was the promise that he made to me. And this is when I just found out that actually during the launch, I launched on last July, Step Out officially. And right before I was about to launch Step Out, I found out I was pregnant. And I didn't know I was pregnant. And the father was like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, no, maybe next year, because I knew I've always wanted a boy, but I didn't really know I wanted, I didn't know when, but I was just like, I need to get through these children first, get through school, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, you're pregnant right now. And I was like, this cannot be. So I went and took a test early, and I was scared to tell my husband because our daughter was not even, she was just turning 1. And I'm just like, it's too much, too much, too soon. And throughout all that, as soon as I launched, that's when he was like, okay, now I promise you, if you continue to step out every Monday, continue to step out. I don't care who shows up. I don't care what you do. Continue to step out. I will take care of your pregnancy. I will make sure that you're pregnant, that everything goes smoothly. You don't have to have any hiccups. You don't have to worry about anything. I will take care of your pregnancy. And I was like, it sounds easy. Sounds easy to choose to step out every day and just share your voice. And I encourage all the ladies that tune in that I'm gonna always be transparent. I'm gonna always be honest. And I think people love that the most, that I'm able to be transparent, because a lot of times to know that I went through a miscarriage or that I lost a child, people are like, I wouldn't have known that from you. And it's just an encouragement to them that they can keep going. So
That's so beautiful because you said so many things. And I first want to say, I'm sorry for your losses. What you said about, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And I've lost a child as well. Not in the same way. I miscarried. So that in that same way. And I don't care who it is, I would never want any woman, whether I like her or not, can't stand her, to have to experience that, and then you will also experience loss in another way. I couldn't even imagine. So I'm so sorry to hear about your losses, and we will definitely get into that and definitely share as little or as much as you're comfortable with. But as you were talking about motherhood, I thought of a question, because in the Black community, in other communities as well, but we always hear about breaking generational curses, right? So I wanted to just kind of ask you, were there some, I guess I'll ask it like this. On your motherhood journey, were there some pivotal points where you were like, even if it weren't quote unquote a generational curse, you're like, I need to break that chain?
yeah, oh, a whole lot. I often say to the father that God is funny in that sense. He blessed me with 4 girls, a whole bunch of girls before I got my boy, and it's just like thinking about how I grew up. It was some very pivotal moments, and just how my mom brought me up and how I was spoken to, or just teaching that, like now learning about depression and anxiety and how you can cause so much things, especially from an early childhood. It's catching me a lot more now than it ever did before. So it's like now I'm trying to watch the way I talk to my girls, make sure that I have the information of what's going on in the world, of teaching them early and young, because now in the society now is not too young to learn about anything, obviously. So it's just like just trying to play, catch up to that. But I find myself more so than one thing that I said that I was going to do is start really talking to my girls a whole lot more. And that's not something that was really, I'm not going to say allowed, but we weren't really allowed to express ourselves growing up. It was just like, keep it, I raised you. This is the best, just keep. And I don't fault my parents for that. I don't fault my mom for that, for her not being this open the way that I am with my girls. I just know that she was, doing the very best she could. But for me, I stand 10 toes down is that I want to know, I want my girls to be able to come talk to me. I want to be open enough that they'll be able to come talk to me about anything, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think that's very important. It's especially raising the next generation of women, young women, because to your point, we kind of grew up a little different, and I don't know how far apart in age we are, but that whole just being strong, not being able to talk about certain stuff, like I have so many stories about like times where I was silenced within my own family, right? And just not feeling comfortable speaking up or using my voice. So to hear that you're turning that around in your family is amazing, because guess what your daughters will do? They'll talk to their daughters and their children and their friends and, you know, continue to break that curse. So, so thank you for pouring into them in that way, to let them know that it's okay to say what they need to say and feel how they need to feel, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Shifting gears, kind of backtracking a little bit, but talking about your experience in miscarriage and SIDS. So, and if you could tell us what SIDS is, a lot of us watching may or may not know. I have heard of it. I haven't, you know, no one near me has experienced losing a child from SIDS. So can you tell us a little bit about what SIDS is and what that, I couldn't even imagine what you went through, right? But not just losing your child or children, but how that propelled you to where you are now.
If I'm being honest, I'm still trying to propel through it. Honestly, I
Yeah, that's
really, really,
honest.
truly am. So SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome, to where that just it can be any, it's not really a specific thing that they can like target as to why it happens. It just occasionally, and it's very crazy even saying that, it just happens. And that's how a lot of people explain it to me, is that it just happened. I'm just like, no. For me, I still kind of like take that on myself as if like I did something wrong. And to imagine, like I had my daughter, I had her, she was a December baby like me. I'm December 20th, she's December 26th, and lost her in March, right at the peak of COVID, March 2020. And to not even know, like to go upstairs and check on your baby and she's not breathing is horrific. And it's something that I oftentimes still kind of continue to live with, especially after she's my second daughter. So especially having like daughters after that. My third daughter, Liz, is the one that's kind of suffering through it the most, only because that when I lost my daughter, I lost myself a whole lot. And to find out that I was pregnant with another child gave me so much anxiety that I did not embrace that pregnancy the way that I did with my first daughter or my second daughter. You know, they say pregnancy will be a joyful thing. You talk to the belly because the baby can hear you. You know, and I just was not looking forward to enduring another loss. And with that, it's just like, so it's like every pregnancy after, and it's like between that first month when they're born and 3 months, it's like it's a pause for me to try to make sure, because I'm in constant mommy mode. Let me make sure, let me check the where they're sitting. It's like it's kind of now I'm gonna say, not say like an OCD type of thing, but it's like a overcautious, overbearing type of thing, especially when no one else is like, oh, you know, the baby's sleeping, let the baby sleep. And me, I'm checking to make sure the baby's breathing. So it's like it brings a certain thing arise in me, just being a mom. Grief is grief. So it's not gonna ever go away. It's something that you constantly deal with. So it's like many times that I think that I'm over it or I'm good, and it turns out I'm really not. So it's an ongoing process for me in dealing with that.
And I think maybe it's even a little bit of PTSD, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
that worrying, that anxiety,
Yeah.
just unfortunately wondering if it could happen again, you know. So I completely understand, especially you spoke to a time frame that you're really on edge. I understand that, because to your point, grief is grief and it'll hit you whenever,
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, you said that you're still working through it, and just a plug right here. It doesn't matter how long it's been. It's still hard
Yeah.
losing anyone, let
Yeah.
alone a child. You know, I can only imagine. So what are you doing actively to heal yourself? And
So,
and I'm sorry, I have to
go
say
ahead.
this because
Yeah.
that loss will still stand, right? Like it'll
Mhm.
still be there. But there are things that we could do, I guess, in a sense, to cope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll fully be healed, but how are you coping?
Yeah. So I enjoy the mess out of my babies. I try to enjoy every moment that I can, try not to miss out on anything, everything, and just trying to like really be in tune with them even more so in their hurts. And although it may be dramatic, just be dramatic, I am in tune. And then the times that I can't really deal with them, I find myself gardening now, where I can just sit outside and just be. We do have our urn that's on our fireplace. So even my oldest daughter, because my oldest daughter still kind of, she's 6, but she remembers. And she just came to me literally just the other day. She was like, Mommy, I miss Jazara. And it's like the only thing I could do is just like be in that moment with her and just allow her to grieve. Because people may say, oh, she was only 1 or 2 when she was born. But I'm just like, it still has an impact on her, because we had them interacting with each other and trying to help them to grow together, and her learning how to be a big sister. So it is an impact even for her. So just being in the moment and just really, really enjoying my babies. It hurts a lot because it's like you see and you can count. You're like one, and you can feel and see that you're missing one. So that's what I say. It's like it's definitely an ongoing process, but just trying to be in the moment and try to enjoy as much as possibly that I can.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I know it's a daily struggle,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, but just being present,
Mhm.
I'm sure they can feel your presence and appreciate it.
Yeah.
So just continue being present, just show up every day because that's
Yeah.
all you can do, right?
Yeah. That's all you can
That's
do.
all. Speaking of, your healing journey, speaking of just being able to talk about your experiences and what's happened to you, because as you mentioned earlier, it is hard to go through stuff. But one thing that I know about God is that He gives us a story to help others, because
Yes.
nothing we go through, nothing we do, nothing that we're given is for us. And so I want to go over to speaking about Sister Step Out, because that is a space that you've created just for those things, not just for, but for those things. And so, how are you in that space offering a safe space to Black women, women in general, young girls? How are you using your platform to create that space?
So STEP is sisters. Initially, it was sisters troubled emotionally and physically, but now it's sister triumph, because we will overcome. We're not going to always be troubled. We're not going to always go through have to go through everything, but we will be triumphant. Emotion phys, and just giving them a space to come together and chat about different things, whether it be grief and loss, whether it be relationships, how to manage the dating process, being married and you can't stand your husband sometime and he getting on your nerve, and like how to adjust being a mom, losing a child, just trying to get ready to be a mom with all the pressures of society, of when they want to put a cap on you of how many children you should have and when you should start having children. It's just so much out there that I didn't even realize. I kind of kept it to myself for a good while, even, my health issues as far as beforehand, the story of even why, I had was diagnosed with endometriosis way back and I wasn't supposed to have children. And nobody knew. Well, the people that do know, like, oh my gosh, like for you to say that you have this amount of children when you weren't supposed to have any is amazing, right? And I'm just like, most people don't know that I struggle with endometriosis, but at the same time, it's just like the platform gives. Let's talk about all these health issues, things that are not talked about. What causes mental health, as far as like anxiety, depression. As we know, depression and anxiety are not talked about enough among the Black community. To anxiety, me and my sister was literally just talking today how anxiety is real, but the older generation don't talk about it. We don't discuss it. It's just something that's just like kind of swept underneath the rug. So trying to help them to navigate, like, yeah, you're feeling some type of way. It's not just gonna go away. You have to deal with it. There's stages of it, there are phases of it, and just giving them the platform to just open up and talk about whatever it is that's on their mind, that's on their heart, things that they don't know how to kind of navigate. We had, for my birthday month this past December, I decided that I wanted to celebrate with the sisters on Step Out. and we did a little Zoom birthday party where they brought their own topic and we just talked amongst each other as women. And they were like, oh my gosh, like, when are we going to do this again? They enjoyed it so much. And I'm like, oh, we're going to have to see. We're going to get something else together. But now they want to do a purpose party, because the mission of Step Out, the purpose is to, if you do not step out, how will you step into the purpose that the Father has for you? So helping them. So now they want to do a purpose party to figure out what their purpose is in life, to kind of help them navigate that. But just a platform just to be open and express and share with other women, because you never know what someone else is going through if you keep your mouth shut. But the thing about endometriosis that I just remember, the Father just brought it back to me. Thank you. That my dad used to tell me that I used to want to keep it to myself, because I thought that endometriosis was something I brought up on myself, because that was something I was taught, that because I did a certain thing, I caught this, right? And my dad, when I went through the whole procedures and everything, my dad was like, you need to talk about it. People need to hear from you. And I was like, no, we're not about to be talking about this. I don't want to talk about this. And he was like, no, Shonda, you need to speak up. And this was already a seed planted in me way back when, and not knowing that it was going to bring it to fruition now, to branch out, to step out. But it was through the miscarriage of last year that the Father just kind of like pushed it out even more. So like, this is something that you really need to birth out and walk it out. So yeah.
I have a lot of things to say, but I was just thinking when you were talking about no, I love it. I love it. I love your depth and just the responses that you're giving. But my mind be going while you're talking. I'm like, ooh, that's so good. But you talked about anxiety, especially what that looks like in the Black community. And I saw this TikTok recently, and it's like, it's not funny, but it's funny. Like, it's funny because that's really what they be saying, but it's not funny because it's like, why are we identifying it like that? Like they said, Black people be like, my nerves bad. Like, no, that's anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, no, that's actually something to do with it's within the mental health realm and
Yes.
and but that's exactly what they say. Oh, not today. My nerves bad.
Yeah.
And my stepmom actually says that all the time. And we be like, her nerves bad. So it's just like, it literally is a cultural thing. But what's unfortunate about that is there are certain things that are passed down generationally, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think often, now I need to go see the lady and get checked out, but we have ADHD and things like that in my family, and it's like, I guarantee you, if one sibling has it, the other couple of us might as well. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But we just weren't taught, and we didn't grow up going to the doctor to check on stuff like that. So I'm glad that you're in that space where not only like are you aware of these things, but you are sharing with others, so somebody can be like, wait, do I need to go see the lady? Hold on. Like, because we don't hear about it enough to even think to go see someone.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, in the same breath of talking about mental health, my middle name should be Boundaries, because I love them. Because I love them and I stand on them. But one thing about me, I stands on business.
Come on.
Professionally.
I love it.
I just have certain boundaries, and I say this very often, but my phone lives on Do Not Disturb, and people be like, my best friend called me last week and he was like, but you a professor and they can call my office phone. Like, they shouldn't be calling me anyway. They should be emailing me. That's first of all. But so, speaking of boundaries, in what ways do your boundaries support your mental health as well as offer emotional regulation for you?
Oh my God. Like, I love the fact, that I have just started establishing boundaries like May, like of last year. That, I mean, of course, I went through all the courses, I went through everything, but it's just like boundaries is not expressed enough in the Black community. Like, everything just goes everywhere. And I literally, before graduation, like especially during the 9 months of being pregnant, I had to set some boundaries. I had to say no to some people. I had to let go of certain things and just be in a place of peace, especially for the time that I was in. So for me now, like, people look at me, my family look at me funny now, because they're in a place of no boundaries And I feel like I'm probably the only one that probably sets them. But this is what I want people to understand. They do set boundaries. People do set boundaries all the time. When they tell you no, they're not going to do something, or they're setting boundaries, but they want you to just be open and run over. They want you to do everything. And that's the type of person that was like, I'll have people tell me, oh no, I can't make it. I can't do this. I can't do that. Versus me, I was like, oh yeah, sure. Knowing that my schedule was tight, knowing that I couldn't do, I'm trying to fit in being a mom and doing a bunch of stuff. And I would be like, oh yeah, sure. No problem. And I didn't realize that they were already doing it, but I was one that was just being okay with it. And when I started setting my boundaries, that's when you know the people that you're dealing with. I'm telling you, you see a whole different realm of people. And they were like, well, why are you saying no? You can't do this. You can't. Absolutely not. I live for the word no. I live for it.
I am telling you, absolutely. People be like, "You so dramatic." Absolutely not is my favorite saying. Absolutely not, or course not.
Yeah.
Course not. Are you going to that? Course not.
Mm.
Like, don't even ask me. It's a no,
No.
big dog. It's a
No,
no.
I just started blocking people.
Oh, good
I
for
just
you.
started not feeling obligated to. For me, it's like every time someone called me, I felt like I had to answer the phone. I stopped that. My phone now, I have moved my phones from my room to the kitchen, and that's going to take a walk for me to get to the phone. Because if not, I'm picking up the phone. Yes, what's up? Or I'm checking emails. I had to set that boundary even for myself. So it's not like I'm setting boundaries for other people. I have to set some for myself, for my husband, as far as, okay, this is my times that I'm able to do business work. These other times, they're my time to chill. And I had to learn, because as women, we're taught we have to keep going, we have to keep going, we have to keep going. That's how I was taught. Clean the kitchen, wash the laundry, tend to the children, and you have to be doing this 24/7. I had to learn that it was okay to not do nothing and be okay just sitting. You may see them clothes over there in them dishes, but it's okay. It is okay. I'm telling you, it was a whole struggle. But I'm not there no more. I've been delivered and set free. No more.
Amen. Freedom.
No more.
Amen to freedom. And
Yeah, but it's okay.
yes, and I'm very proud of you for that because, like you said, we don't know the word boundaries. Like they just don't exist because of
Yeah.
how we've been brought up. And I love how you said that you had to start setting some boundaries for yourself. Like
Mhm.
people do not realize my phone lives on do not disturb for me. For
Yeah.
my peace. Like that's a boundary. Same way. I was the same way. I felt like I had to respond when you text me. I
Yeah.
had, and people now think that me ignoring them is a personal thing. It is, but in the reverse, it's a personal thing for me
Yes.
because I'm choosing not to engage in certain things that I know would give me anxiety because we rebuke anxiety and she ain't coming back.
Come
Okay.
on. Come on.
So to
Oh,
manage, I do certain things to manage. All of my group chats are on do not disturb. Do not blow my phone up in a group chat. If you want to talk to me, text me directly, please.
yeah.
Because group chats give me anxiety. My phone ringing gives me anxiety. And I had to say this to someone recently, like, I'm from Detroit. When my phone rings, something bad happened.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, yeah.
people, again, people didn't get that and would still call me 5 times in a row. Like it didn't get. So now I got to be quite frank with you. That's why
Mhm.
my phone don't do not disturb. So I love a good boundary, so I could talk about it all day. But before we close out, I want to play this game with you. So we are now in a season where we're playing what we call the rundown. So if you're familiar with this or that, it's the same thing. I just named
Okay.
it something different. Um,
Okay.
so I'm going to ask you to this or that, essentially,
Okay.
and you're going to pick one. Even if it's hard, you got to pick one.
Okay.
So it's time for the rundown. Again, it's a rapid fire round of
Okay.
this or that. So our first one, and this one is a good question for you as a mom and a wife. So self care day at home or solo weekend getaway, if you even take those.
Oh, actually, I would say self-care day at home.
But everybody got to be gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, would you prefer tough love or gentle support?
That is tough love. I would say gentle support.
Okay. Okay.
I can kind of go either way though.
It depends on the situation, right?
Yes,
Like
it
I might
definitely
need a little
depends on
tough
the situation.
love.
Yeah.
Ooh, these is good. Okay. Ooh, parenting by example or parenting by protection?
Parenting by protection. Because I don't have no book yet on the examples of what these people
It don't
went
come with
through.
one. I heard it don't come with
Look,
one.
it don't. I'm still looking for the handbook. It's not there. But the example, no, I would do it by protection.
Protection. Okay. Cause I'm reading these, and I knew what they said before I started reading them, but I'm like, ooh, these. Hold on. Okay. So boundaries or compromise.
Oh no, I'm boundaries. I'm
Good.
boundaries.
I'm so
I've
happy
been
for you.
compromising that for 30. How old am I? I keep forgetting how old. I'm 34. So I've been compromised for, I would say, a good 33 years, 32 years. I'm not going back.
Boundaries.
I tell people I'm not going back.
Okay. Amen. Amen. You've
Mm.
been delivered, like you said.
Yes, delivered.
Period. So last one. Grace for others or grace for yourself.
Grace for myself. Because I'm all about, so like we have to really, really take care of ourselves. We give so much to other people. I have given up so much. I'm a known people pleaser. Was a known people pleaser. I'm all about me. I got to figure out me and help myself before I help anybody else. I'm gonna pour into my cup before I pour into anybody else's.
Yeah, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So
Nope,
there's that.
surely cannot.
So there's
Sure.
that. And as we close, I wanted to ask one last question because I think that a lot of times we're used to being us, right? We're used to doing what we do, and we don't really think how much we're impacting others. But I wanted to ask you because you've gone through so much, yet you are still choosing to speak out. You're still choosing to be there of support for others. So how did or are you or do you three-part question find your strength?
Ooh, that is a great question. Um, by, like I said, taking time out for myself. So realizing that I come first before anything. Although I am a mom and I am a wife, my husband even supports that you need to take care of yourself. And so having that support system is really, really good. I in school we learned about the different circles of boundaries for people in our lives, and I had to understand who was in my close circle. Like literally, my life is like a period to me, with how many people I let in. So even discerning who I let into my life and who needs to go, like all of it, everything is about me. I am being selfish in this season in the new for myself. I'm being selfish. So if it doesn't equate with my time, if it doesn't work out with what my family needs to do, I'm not doing it. And just, unapologetically setting them boundaries. Like no apology. I'm not apologizing. I'm just gonna go forth, and I would encourage anyone to, because we can't, like I said, I'm no good to my husband or to my children if I don't exercise, especially, I'm no good to my clients if I can't tell them to do something if I don't do it. And that's what really got me, because I'm telling my client, oh, self-care, and I'm still yet doing, you have to, it has to start with you. It has to start with you.
That's so good. Oh, that's so good. And um, so there were a lot of things that you can take away from this. But I want to just kind of recap some of the things we talked about because I think for me one of the biggest things we're talking about those generational curses, and we break those by choosing ourselves and showing our children how to do the same, right? Another thing we talked about is just sharing our stories and creating that not just a space to heal, but a safe space to heal. We also talked about using your voice, and if we didn't say it before, I want to say it now. Your voice matters, so use it.
Absolutely, 1000%.
And use it, do it scared. Do it scared. Use your voice even if it shakes. Even if you don't have the words. As you just saw through this episode, Mrs. Doyle just said, "Oh, the Father just gave me that." So he'll give you what to say. So never be scared to be used either. And then also sharing our stories. Like I said, they create a safe space to heal, but we can become that safe space for other people, right? So we are vessels in any form or facet of this life. We are vessels, and we should be using that for the good of others. So I appreciate you for coming on, and I want to thank you for your transparency, because we didn't talk about stuff that was easy to talk about. And just talking about the things you've been through. Like I said, the real life difficult parts of the things that you've been through, and how they have catapulted you, and you kept it real about, I'm still going through it. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still day to day just showing up. But that's real. And I'm sure that people can resonate with the fact that, like, I'm not always okay. You know what I mean? I'm not always doing good, but I'm doing my best. So thank you for keeping it a buck, because I always say this, like, on top of not gatekeeping, I keep it real. Like, I don't know how to be fake. So you get the real me in any room, any space. Like, I don't care if I'm in a boardroom or at Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna be the same person. So thank you for showing up as yourself as well. Um, and before we get out of here, I definitely want to have you let the people know where they can find you, if they can email you, if you have a website. How can we get in touch with you?
Yes, so they can email me at sister.stepout@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. Just look up my name, LaShonda Doyle. On Facebook, you'll find Yellow Glasses. I love being creative in that manner. But if you find me on Facebook, then you'll find me on everything else.
So make sure y'all go follow. Make sure if you have a question, feel free to reach out. I'm sure that something in this episode spoke to you. So if it did, make sure to share it with someone. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow LaShonda on all platforms, not just one. Like, subscribe to this podcast, purchase the book Black Girls Can Talk, because we need to continue to do so. We need to continue to make sure that we are not only in spaces that are for us, created by us, but that we're sharing in those spaces and helping others as well. So this was so good. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see what all you'll do from here on out. And I already follow you on everything, but Facebook, I'm gonna get to that.
I just got out of Facebook jail, so I just started back the Facebook.
So I'm okay. So I'm not late to the party. Okay, perfect. So definitely keep me informed, and we'll keep our audience informed as well about all the great things you're doing, because we do appreciate your work. And I just want to say that again to you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again for joining. Thank you all for listening. This is the Black Girls Can Talk podcast. I'm Dr. McCree, and that is my guest, LaShonda Doyle. And we'll speak to you all next time. Until next time.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Black Girls Can Talk. I hope you felt heard, empowered, and inspired by today's conversation. If you love what you heard, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your girl. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at blackgirls_can talk to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation online. Got something you want us to talk about or want to be a guest on our show? Hit us up on social media or visit our website at blackgirlscantalk.com. Thank you for listening, and remember, Black girls can talk, and we've got a lot to say. Until next time, stay powerful.